guys, welcome to my new video. And this video is going to show you how to install my UI for Shadowlands. Now, keep in mind this video is going to have breakpoints at the bottom. You can check them out. And we're going to go through the intro. We're going to go through what's changed. We're going to showcase how to install the UI folder. What's the difference between UI folders and profiles. We're going to go through some of the frequently asked questions in terms of if you want to modify something. So keep in mind, check out the breakpoints and let's go. First of all, in terms of big changes, I wanted to simplify the installation of the UI folder. I made some big changes in terms of how much the user has to do in order to get the full UI. Hopefully one single command is going to alter the whole user interface in a really simple and easy way. You don't have to rename any folder names. We're gonna go through that. Second of all, I made a lot of changes in terms of to make the UI more efficient. I removed unused profiles. I removed recores that I haven't used in a really long time. I used to use tell me when and recores together. Now I removed tell me whens completely. So basically my Resto Druid tell me when has been converted to recores. I'm hoping to make this UI more possible or usable for people who use computers that are a bit on the low end. I've also changed some of the healer recores like Resto Shaman, and again, there's a lot of changes in terms of a lot of healers. There's going to be more DPS profiles added in the future, so keep that in mind. I'm also experimenting with a new Grid 2 design. It has a black background, and when someone uses HP, it's going to show up as red. If you don't like it, let me know, because there's a very easy way of reverting this change, and I'll go through this in the video. And I might revert this change in the future releases if enough people don't like this. So let's go to the installation. Before we start, it's very important to know the difference between multiple ways of installing the UI. First of all, if you want your user interface to look exactly like mine, you're better off downloading Shadowlands MadUI package, downloading the UI folder. If you just want a single profile, like my Resto Druid Grid 2 profile, you can scroll up on the sub UI section in Discord and find my Resto Druid Grid 2 profile. It's just a single profile that you can copy and import. So you can pick the best parts of the UI that you want to get, or you can get the whole package. You can do everything within the sub UI section on Discord, so make sure to check that out. Now, if you want the whole thing to look like my screen or my videos, download the folder. You will see that Shadowlands MadUI is here, and we're gonna go through the process of how to set everything up. Once you download it, you can right click, you can extract all, and we're going to extract all on the desktop. Once the extraction is complete, you'll see that the folder has interface and saved variables. It's very important to keep track of these. Now, what you need to do is go to your WoW directory. In my case, it's World of Warcraft. You can right click, open file location, and now you'll see different folders here. Very important, go to retail. Everything that you're going to be doing is going to be done within retail folder. Very, very important. Before doing any changes, you want to back up your interface and WTF folders and copy them somewhere else. Copy them in a safe location other than retail. So once you backed up your files, go to your retail, again, always in retail, click on interface and delete it. Right click and delete. This is very important. This is going to delete your interface folder, which houses all of the add-ons. And then go into my Shadowlands MadUI extracted folder. We'll put it side by side so you can see it a little bit easier where we're putting all these folders. You can see my interface. You just drag and drop it into the World of Warcraft retail. Because you didn't have interface, you should not get any of these. Do you want to override folders, something like that? If you get anything concerning do you want to override, you did something wrong and you should start again. Very, 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 very important. So now we have interface folder here. You can see here that it's a bit different. I have a lot of add-ons. I have these different sounds as well. So this is my one. Now this is the important part, and this is where a lot of people might get confused. And if you have any issues, it is mainly or possibly because something went wrong here. You go into the WTF folder. Again, we're in World of Warcraft retail. You go into WTF, we go into account. Now it's going to be your account name. For me, it's Kaminas. For you, if your account is younger, it's probably going to be a number, something like 0115 or whatever. If you have an old account, it's probably going to be a name. So remember, retail, WTF, account name. In my case, it's Kaminas. I go into it, and now I see all my servers. I see all these little folders. Now, you can see here I have saved variables. This is the thing that you need to delete. Right click on saved variables and delete. Now, what you do is you import, we go back to our extracted folder from Shadowlands MadUI, we see saved variables here, and we copy saved variables to this location. No overriding folders, no nothing. Again, just to go back, we're in the retails folder, we go into WTF, we go into account name, and then you should have saved variables. This is where all of my saved variables that I copied over from my UI, this is all of the information with add-on profiles, how everything should look like, how everything should be set up, it's all here. This is the most important part. And if something goes wrong, it's probably because copying it in the wrong location or something along those lines. Make sure you have the exact folder, directory, or location as I mentioned here. But that's it. Let's go and see what you have to do when you first log in. Now, once you log in for the first time, again, I'm testing this on the PTO, but you'll see the same exact screens. You'll see that in terms of add-ons, make sure that they're load out-of-date add-ons as well, and most of them are selected. Again, you can probably disable a couple of the rated IOs based on your location, because I'm EU and you might be American, so you might not want to load all of the rated IO stuff. You click OK and you log in on, let's say, a Druid in this case. Now, the first time you're going to log in on this character, you're most likely going to see a whole lot of mess. Everything's going to be all over the place and you might be like, what's going on here? Don't worry. With the new way to install these add-ons, all you need is one kind of command. And make sure to go to the sub UI section, make sure to go to the Reflux or how to install the UI folder section and copy the Reflux command that's listed there. In my case, what I do is I press enter, I go, again, I can paste the command, but I already know the command. I can / Reflux switch Resto Druid. Keep in mind, capitalization is hugely important. You need to make sure you copy the exact command. So Reflux switch Resto Druid for Resto Druid. It's going to be a different command for Resto Shaman, Mistweaver Monk, and you only need to do it once. So now I press enter, and now there's going to be a loading screen again. This is going to reload the UI, and all of the profiles are going to automatically assign. And the user interface is going to look exactly like mine, with the one exception of details. You need to click on the little cog for details. You need to go into the options, you need to go into profiles, and then you'll see the little select profile section and select Mad Details. Keep in mind there is missing a couple of icons because I don't have the talent selected here because the talents got reset. So this is what the user interface is going to look like. Now, how to change a couple of things. Now you can see Grid2 has a black background, and if you lose any HP, it's going to show up as red. Some people might not want that. If you want to change it, / Grid2, you'll see indicators, go to health, go to color, and at the middle section of this, you'll see something called class color. Select this, go up, you can see class color is at the very top. You want to make sure that it's one of the lowest ones, so you want to make sure to keep clicking it down, 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 until it's all the way to the bottom, in order to see all the other debuffs. Because this is using a priority system in terms of what debuffs are going to show up, and if class color is the top one, it means that you won't be able to see certain debuffs. Again, you just do it until it goes all the way to the bottom in case you want to see all the debuffs like curse, magic, all the way to the bottom, and you're finished. Now your class color is going to show up as a class color. If you want to change, for some example, you don't like the red color in terms of when someone loses HP, you can go back to grid, you can go back to indicators, health, go to layouts. In this case, you can see enable background and untick enable background. And now the HP missing is going to show up as black, and you're going back to the old design of Grid2. Click is not enabled by default in terms of my profiles. I did this on purpose because I didn't want to confuse people, because my Clique profile uses left click and right click to cast things like Rejuvenation or Life Bloom. So I didn't want people to be super confused when they have to click on somebody and they are not able to click on it. The way that I select target units is by clicking Alt left click. The way I select or open menus, I do Alt right click. So you have to keep that in mind. So if you want to use my Clique profiles, you need to go into the Clique bindings, which is in the spell location. You need to go to options, you need to click general options, you need to go to add-ons, click expand this general options, And you can select things like, you can select the first 3 because they're going to help you in terms of the bugs, in terms of Clique. Now you'll see profile management. Go to my sub UI section on Discord. There's going to be a guide on which profiles to use based on Resto Druid. So for example, on Resto Druid, I can go to Balagard and I can select Druid and I can go select profile Druid. Now I can right click for Life Bloom, left click for Rejuvenation, I can do Wild Growth and things like that, and that's how you assign Clique. Let me know if you have any issues. Go to the sub chat section of the Discord. I check it every day. I'm going to be adding more things because it's relatively easy to import this user UI. I'm going to be making frequent changes, so make sure to check the changelog in the sub UI section. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next